Hey guys, this is Mr. Wolfie, and I'm going to be playing some Resident Evil 2. This is the N64 version, which, as far as I know, has no difference to the PlayStation version. And we're going to do it regular. We're going to play with Leon, and we're going to do the high violence. And I've always liked green blood, so I always pick green blood. But basically, this is going to be a little bit different than your standard Let's Play, and I'll tell you about it after the opening video.
Resident Evil 2.
A bizarre incident occurred in the outskirts of an American suburb called Raccoon City. It was later revealed that the terrible disaster had been caused by the T virus, a mutagenic toxin created by the international enterprise Umbrella Incorporated for use in bioweapon experiments. The Raccoon City Police Department's Special STARS unit immediately began investigation in the affair. The case was apparently closed, thanks to the efforts of STARS members Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine. But the Umbrella Corporation's experiments were far from finished.
What have we got here?
That guy's a maniac. Why'd he bite me?
What a mess! What could have done this? What was that? What are these things? All right, that's far enough. Don't move! Don't move! No! What's up with that guy? That was a clean hit. I'm running out of ammo here.
Wait! Don't shoot!
Get down! We can't stay out here. Head to the police station. It'll be a lot safer. There! Buckle up.
Okay. What's going on? I arrived in town, and the whole place went insane.
The radio's out.
You're a cop, right?
Yeah, first day on the job. Great, huh? Name's Leon Kennedy. Nice to meet you.
Mine's Claire. Claire Redfield. I came to find my brother, Chris.
Hey, could you open the glove box?
Sure. There's a gun inside.
Better take it with you. You okay?
Still in one piece.
That maniac's gonna ram us! Run! I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are playing the actual game. This is actually, I am not going to be playing this in real time. I'm recording the audio after the fact. And I probably will for the rest of the Let's Play, because I'm not doing anything special. I actually start out really bad here because playing with an N64 controller when you haven't played with an N64 controller in a long time is really weird. It just felt awkward, and the tank controls don't seem to work as well with the N64 as they do with the PlayStation controller. I don't know. Maybe that's just a personal thing. But anyway, the goal for this, and let's this guy talk first.
Freeze! Who are you? What are you doing here?
Hold your fire! I'm a human!
Sorry about that. I thought you were one of them.
What's going on in this town?
Hold on. I don't have a clue. By the time I noticed something was wrong, the entire city was infested with zombies. But you should be safe inside here. I'm keeping a close eye on things.
The goal here is to do it as a kind of combination. I want to show off the videos and everything from the game because this game is so iconic and awesome to me. It's probably the easiest survival horror game that I've ever played. After you play it once or twice, you pretty much can not ever get hit. Even though I get hit a few times running through this opening area because I haven't played it in so long. I just did bad. But so I want to show off the cutscenes at least. And during the actual gameplay segments, the goal is to have a sort of podcast. And I'm going to have guests on. I guess you could call them guests, just some friends and things that want to talk about things as well. And I was going to ask them, you know, what their thoughts were on maybe the survival horror genre as a whole, and maybe the state of it currently, because there's very few games that claim to be survival horror nowadays that are actually survival horror. And almost every one that could even mostly fit the category are indie games. So it's interesting that a genre that was pretty much just everywhere when I was a kid. I mean, that was like survival horror was the new platforming when it came to PlayStation and N64 era. It was just like there was so many different series that classified themselves as that, and a lot of people argue that there's not even a genre called survival horror, that they just made it up and that it doesn't actually exist, which is silly because the genre exists because they said it exists. They created I get the logic here. They created the genre by saying the genre existed and setting up parameters for what the genre should consist of. So they're describing survival horror as Resident Evil, or well, you know, where Resident Evil was the ones that first coined the term survival horror. And games had similar mechanics like Silent Hill, Fatal Frame, games like that had similar mechanics, and at the same time had their own unique feel to them without breaking the parameters set up by the Resident Evil creators and things like that. Then they added to the genre rather than changing the genre. See, when you change the way your game works in a series, like for instance Resident Evil 4 is very questionable whether you could consider it a survival horror. It's pretty much, I would consider it one. A lot of people kind of, oh, it's more adventure action oriented. I'm like, yes, but it still fits in with the themes that the original Resident Evil put in place, such as the dark atmosphere, the foreboding, dramatic build up to things happening. The fact that it did have some scary stuff involved. It did have it kind of reinvented the inventory system. I love the best inventory system in video games has always been Resident Evil based. I didn't like it so much in 5, and I didn't really play 6, but the inventory screen on the original Resident Evils was just cool. Just, you know, you have exactly this many things that you can carry with you, and you've got to be very careful with how much you use, how much ammo you use, how much you pick up and carry, because you might need to pick something up later and your inventory will be full. So it's kind of a tricky scenario. I like that. I like the way Silent Hill did it too, though, where you could hold just about anything. Or at least, you know, the original Silent Hills did that. And even though that doesn't feel real, as in, you know, you can't do that in real life, it's crazy, it cut out a lot of things like having to backtrack and having to have inventory storage boxes and things like that, which that was introduced in Silent Hill 4, and people didn't seem to like that. Although I did like the way they did it in Silent Hill 4, because it actually involved itself in puzzles and puzzle solving, and gave you a reason to go back to the room where something interesting would happen. So it was kind of creative in that aspect in Silent Hill 4. Compounded on that, I think the atmosphere in Resident Evil 2 is pretty cool. I mean, you get this weird feeling. Oh yeah, I had to actually restart at one point. That's the reason I have the shotgun out all of a sudden. Because my computer screensaver came on and I got bitten by like 3 zombies before I could get it to undo, and it was freaking me out. I was like, oh my god, this is like the scariest thing ever, and it shouldn't be happening. But I don't find Resident Evil scary in the literal sense. I mean, I know what they were going for, and it was at the time a scary concept, but now, you know, we're pretty desensitized to zombies and things like that. And that's why they shifted from zombies to big bioweapon, crazy serpent people and stuff just all over the place. Because the concept of a zombie became tired and less scary. And that's also why they introduced probably the coolest enemy in a video game ever, the Crimson Heads, in the remake, the GameCube remake of the first Resident Evil. Those things are terrifying. Mostly because of the way they, not because of the way they look, but because of the way they behave. They are so freaking unpredictable. You never know when a zombie's just going to come flying up off the ground as a Crimson Head and just come flying down the hallway and be stronger than a normal zombie. And you barely have any ammo in that game, and it just adds to the scare factor a lot. Now Resident Evil's always had, you know, a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, Resident Evil's always had stuff that wasn't just zombies. And I get that. But the core component to Resident Evil has always been the zombie. I mean, that's what you think of when you think of Resident Evil. The bosses were more powerful bioweapons, but the core enemy set consists of zombified individuals. We're going to watch this little part of the video, and then I'll come back to talking, and then I think this episode will be over pretty soon, so...
Oh, man. Who are you? Oh, you must be the new guy. Leon. Sorry, but it looks like your party has been cancelled. What happened? About 2 months ago, there was this incident involving zombies in a mansion located in the outskirts of this city. Chris and the other STARS members discovered that Umbrella was behind everything. They risked their lives to reveal the truth, but no one believed them. Not long after that, all this started to happen. Hang in there. Don't worry about me. Just rescue the survivors in the other rooms. Here, take this key card. You should be able to unlock the doors in the hall with this. Now go. But just go.
Fine. But I'm coming back for you. Just hold on.
As I said earlier, I like the atmosphere in Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 1 tried to set up the whole dark, scary, haunted house kind of feel to it, where things would jump out and you never knew what to expect in tiny rooms. This sets up a larger scale. You got these big, well-modeled rooms, and sometimes you'll hear a sound, and you're not sure where the sound is. Like, later in the game, there's a licker in this lobby. I think he's actually upstairs. And there's zombies up there right now above me, and I can't see them or fight them from here, but they're there. And it's just kind of an interesting way of looking at... It brings you into the game and makes you think, okay, above me, there are these individuals. Now, this game and the other Resident Evils don't do sound design as well as the Fatal Frame and especially Silent Hill. That's where Silent Hill excelled. So the sound effects aren't as scary, but the licker sounds are always scary because they're a tough enemy and you rarely have your best weapon selected. So that kind of... it's more of a practical scare. It's like, crap, I gotta deal with this now. But anyway, I think that's a good place to stop it now. I'll probably do another episode at least of just me talking, and then I'm going to have some interview-type conversations with other people about their views on survival horror and the Resident Evil franchise. And anyway, I hope to see you then. This has been Mr. Wolfie. Love you guys.